Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Dumb SEO Questions, episode 170. Each week we meet to answer the questions asked here on the SEO Questions community on Google+. By the way, if you're looking for the SEO Questions community, don't bother searching on Google+. You won't find it. But if you search organically, if you enter into Google Dumb SEO Questions community, you'll find it at number 1. All right, with us tonight we have Masataki Wasa. Masataki is webmaster of wasaweb.net, wasaweb.net. He's also a Google Top contributor on the AdSense and also the Google Plus help community. Rob Mars is with us tonight. Rob is an AdWords aficionado. He is the CEO of a business in the Netherlands, and it is marketbiz.nl, marketbiz.nl. Rob is also a Google Top contributor on the AdWords and search, and also webmasters in the Dutch language, I think. I got it right. This must be looking up. Now, we also just joined us now, just back on with us, Niraj Pandey. Niraj is an SEO in India. Also from India, in Delhi, is Meher Bhagat. Meher is a human resources dynamo and a social media queen. You'll also find Meher on our social media Fridays on Monday recording. And Tim Capper is a Google Top contributor in the Google My Business Forum. He's a conversion rate optimization specialist, proud to call himself an SEO. He's located in the UK. Rob is in the Netherlands. Niraj and Meher in India, and also Masataki is in the UK. All right, our first question tonight is, let me see, I'll just click this button. This is from Naboja Jokic, who says who has found his site has been completely copied. He said, I am already informed their hosting company and domain registration. How can I inform search engines about the issue? There was a scraper report announced by Matt Cutts, but it's displaying an announcement that it's no longer accessible. What's happening, guys, is Google no longer caring about scraping and just copyright infringements? Anybody?
Well, they never cared that much about copyright infringements. They rely on their algo to sort out who's the first and who's the best.
Yeah, but if you do submit DMCA, they are legally obliged to look into that, don't they? So the DMCA rule has been mentioned in.
Yeah, I would DMCA it straight. I mean, sending a spam report to Google, it's just going to sit in the other 20 million spam reports, and eventually someone will get to it. But you're not, like, a completely duplicated. Why are you reporting the site for spam? You should be reporting that and having it taken down. DMCA it properly. Their hosting company and domain, their hosting company are obliged to well, I mean, I don't know where they are. They might be in the middle of flipping Uzbekistan or something, which in that case they may not comply with the DMCA. But in theory, once you've had the DMCA, filed it, approved it, it will be taken down. Like, Google will take it down out of the search results instantly, and 99% of all hosting companies will comply with that anyway. So there's no point filing a spam report because it's not spam. And a scraper report, well, it's the entire site. It's not really a scraper report. This is someone that's blatantly gone and copied it. It's copyright theft. File the DMCA and start to finish, do it, and then they will comply with that. No problem whatsoever.
Yeah, and if they have ads on those copied sites, make sure to submit DMCA to the ad networks too. AdSense, for example, will take DMCA reports very seriously. So that's another option. So it's not just search. Try to report it to different entities that may be present on that site. So it could be the host, it could be search, it could be advertisement, it could be all sorts of other things. But DMCA, I think, would be the right way to proceed.
Yeah, all good answers. The only one I'd also add is sometimes people make things too easy for this to be copied, and Nabosha said they even copied, like they copied every part of his site. So the possibility is he doesn't give the domain. It's not possible to check it, but I would be checking to see if that domain was available by its IP address. Because if the site's available by its IP address, all anyone has to do is put an entry in DNS, and your site will show up on their domain. All right, let's move on to the next. We've got 7 questions tonight. No news items, no news for our weekly roundup. This one is from Chase Rayner. Chase is a recent addition to our panel. Chase said, how should we go about not creating duplicate text? We have a blog full of blog posts that have preview text of the articles we are linking to. I see Dave Elliott, one of our forum heroes, said it shouldn't be an issue to be honest. Your blog articles will have a lot more text than just the previews. And presuming you have 5 or 6 previews on the page in question, then there will be enough variation between that and the article pages for it to not cannibalize keywords, especially if the preview page changes fairly regularly, i.e. you blog often. I think Tim Capper just closed the safe.
No, I mean, Chase, what are you talking about, mate? That's like every blog page in the world has these snippet previews. As the title and your snippet preview. I mean, if you want to change it up slightly, because they normally, well, it varies. It normally strips the first paragraph, or it normally takes, depends how you've got your site set up, but it'll normally take an excerpt from your meta description, or if you've set up to use excerpts, it will take your episodes. But every single blog landing page in the world, pretty much 99% of them in the world do this. Google understands that because you're not actually duplicating anything. That's basically just a little excerpt to let people know what's going on, and everybody knows. You click on that, you go to the main article. It's not going to be a problem, mate. You're not duplicating anything in that sense.
I see in the comments on the SEO Questions community, Chase said, all great suggestions. The only problem is that the client's website shows the entire text of their articles on the preview blog post page.
Okay, I didn't realize that. But so they're basically, so you can do one or two things. Recode the frickin' site so it just displays it properly instantly. Boom, you just sort that out, and it will it will sort them out straight away. Or go through every single one and just add the whatever you do, that frickin' arrowy thingy exclamation.
Breadcrumb.
Huh?
Breadcrumb, is it?
No, what is this sign? I'm putting it in the chat. What is that sign called?
Is it the well, that's an epsilon, isn't it? Masataki?
No.
What is that called? Left arrow, half arrow thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically just like if you're opening up a tag, so open up the tag, question mark, or sorry, exclamation mark, hyphen, hyphen, more, hyphen, hyphen, close tag. Just chuck that in your HTML, in the article. You know, after the first intro piece, chuck that in, and it then should split it out. Should just split it out. I mean, so either code it properly, so that it actually splits it out, or if for some reason it's completely balked and without updating you can't do that, then normally by chucking in that, you know, within your HTML section of the article, then that should manually split it, so it would give you the title and a small preview excerpt, and then they've got to click through to you know, read the article. So yeah, but I mean, I don't know why people do it. Just shitty designers, developers, idiots on the planet that are too lazy to sort shit out properly. I think I've just sworn about 14 times. Sorry.
Do you think it's worth using schema.org and the main entity of page property to mark it up?
Yeah, but well, if this site can't even create an excerpt, just literally publishes the entire article one after the other on the same single page, I doubt they'd have the ability to even add it into that page's CSS or PHP. I don't know.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I assume that so the each blog post will have its own page, and that should be, if you like, what should appear, right? Instead of the front page where all the articles.
Yeah, the entire article, and even if you, and what I'm assuming is, if you still click the actual title of the article, it will then take you to the actual dedicated page for that article.
Yeah.
Because some idiot somewhere along the line couldn't be asked to code in a snippet, or, you know, so, or used a really old template or theme, or I don't know what it's built in. Or, well, no, this is the thing. You know, you could use all these things. You could put a canonical in there, but like I said, I don't know if they were that bad in that. I don't know, would they even be able to? put a canonical in there. So that's the thing, is I think just try and sort out, update it or upgrade it so that it just provides the actual snippet, and then you click through to the article.
Yeah, but canonical won't help, would they? Because, well, would it? Because you say that the
Yeah,
individual posts
actually,
become
you're
a
right,
copy.
because
You can't,
in the
because
snippet, it will it won't help.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Because yeah.
yeah, so that's why the only thing I can think of that might be useful in that situation is the schema.org markup main entity or page.
I would just say tell the client to sort out a new site.
Yeah. That's probably the best way to proceed. Yeah.
Yeah. Stop fucking about and just get it sorted, Stop trying to go cowboy, cut corners, save some cash. If you want to do it right, do it right.
Yeah. Earlier I said epsilon. It's not an epsilon. It's a inequality sign or less than sign.
Less than sign. Okay. Now I know.
All right. Let's move on to the next. It's titled Negative SEO on the Increase, and from all reports, negative SEO is on the increase. Valentina Huff says, does anyone have a tip for getting rid of thousands of spammy backlinks that a competitor created for a site? We tried a reconsideration request, but it was rejected by Google. We do not want to contact all the sites and ask for removal because there are thousands of them and time is of the essence. Any suggestions would be greatly appreciated.
I'm a little confused here, Valentina. If you found thousands of spammy backlinks, why would you be filing a recon request? Are you saying that you've had a manual penalty applied to the site? Because that's the only reason you would use a recon request. So, there may be. So I'm not quite sure. Have you actually got a manual? Have you actually had a manual? In the case of a manual penalty, well, firstly, I would disavow every single one of those domains, add them to your disavow file, okay? And then, assuming it is, because you applied for a recon, so assuming it is a manual penalty, then, unfortunately, you are going to have to start contacting them. So, although you've already added them to the disavow file, Google, whoever receives your recon request, generally takes a look as if you made a genuine effort to remove those. Okay? What is the threshold of making a genuine effort to remove them? I don't know, but basically you need to document the stuff. So create a spreadsheet, contacted this domain via their contact page, no response. Contacted this domain via whois details, no response. Document when you contacted, what method of contact you used. So, I mean, we're talking a full-on thing here. The only reason I'm saying this is because you mentioned reconsideration, so I have to kind of consider the fact that it's a manual penalty.
It is a manual. If you look in the comments on your run list for question 3, you'll see that she said the error said unnatural links to your site. Google has detected a pattern of unnatural, artificial, deceptive or manipulative links pointing to pages on this site. These may be the result of buying links that pass PageRank or participating in link schemes.
Okay. Okay, so just the way she worded the initial question, Valentin. Okay, so, right, you have a manual penalty. Regardless of who created them, I don't care who created them, and neither does Google. The bottom of the line is, firstly, you're going to take every single one of those domains and you're going to disavow them all. You're going to create your disavow list, submit it. Okay. Then your next step is to create a spreadsheet, and you need to start from the top, start contacting them. You will list how you contacted them. Did you use the contact page on that particular site? What was contacted on this date? No reply after blah blah blah. Then we used whois details to try and contact it. Even go so far as we checked social profiles to actually try and contact these people. You need to document your actual attempts at removal. Once you have pretty much worked your way through all of those and had your entire list and your spreadsheet all created about your attempt to clean this up, then you can refile your recon request. Another thing is I know you say time of the essence. Unfortunately, if you've been hit with a manual, even once you've cleaned those all up, you're not going to be bouncing back straight away. There is just you need to I don't know if this is a client of yours, but you need to be straight up with them. The site is not going to be popping back anytime soon. I believe there's a trust factor also involved. This is my own personal feeling, because every single successful recon that we've ever done on a manual penalty, the site has never bounced back, even though we concentrated on trying to build better links. They've never ever seen an increase or a bounce back to their traffic levels from anywhere between 1 to 3 years. So you need to sit down and look at this seriously.
Yes, it's a bad situation. I mean, this is I think anyway, this is the colossal Google stuff up that brought down Matt Cup. And Valentina said, and she's absolutely correct. She said, this does not seem fair at all. How can a competitor do this and get away with it, and have there been no way to have immediate action taken on Google's part? Spammy links, not one of those will be a genuine webmaster. They'll all be just dodgy setups, won't they?
Look, the thing is, if for a couple of thousand spammy links, right? The actual, hey?
5,000, she reported.
How many? 5,000.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the thing is with negative SEO, and you could go and run an X runner on the site, and if these all appear overnight, these things has to be sustained for negative SEO to work. I mean, why? And of course, if there was 5,000 crappy links, the site pretty much never had anything there to bolster this anyway in the first place. So the question is really, why would a competitor go and do that? I mean, if the site had some authority about it, it was running really well, etc., etc., it had natural stuff flowing through to it anyway. Why would then a competitor literally spend time and money over a period of months or a year? Because Googlebot can figure out, oh shit, look, 5,000 forum links just appeared in these last 30 days. Well, that is bollocks. And they do, because I've seen sites with all of a sudden had 5,000, but and these were over the last couple of years when Penguin was actively running all the time, and never received penalties, and still to this day haven't received penalties because some idiot thought, I'm going to throw 5,000 X runners, Zenu X, shitty link sleuth, spam links at the site, and it's never affected the site. So this has to be over a sustained period of time. These things, if they appear in like a period of 30 days, in my experience and the sites that I've seen, have never received a manual penalty. You just take the domains, you add them to your disavow file. And then on the other side, if 5,000 spammy links were systematically over a long period of time added, one, they should have been monitoring this anyway, but two, so over a period of time, and then it did affect it, really, would a competitor be doing that? I mean, what kind of market are you in? Are you in like the loan shark market or something? I mean, we've got to be realistic and careful when we shout negative SEO, quite honestly. I've seen it work, yes.
I know that negative SEO works. It's just a matter of degree. I mean, this site may well have not built links.
Yeah, but the point is, if this site didn't have links, what I'm trying to say, if a site didn't have links, right, let's say it had 100 links, right, and all of a sudden these 5,000 turn up. Let's assume that, there were these spammy links. I mean, like, in all honesty, how well was this site actually performing in that sense? Like in a competitive vertical or something like that. The point is, at the end of the day, this is out there. It's been around for 3 or 4 years. It's a really bad. It's a really bad unintended consequence of pretty much a poorly thought out thing, whereas all the other search engines just literally, treat everything as a no follow. Disavow it and start contacting. If you can try and find evidence, because you pretty much state a competitor created these. So if you feel that you have this evidence because you stated it, add that into your sheet. Show who did it or your suspicions. Add it in, or add it all into your spreadsheet for your reconsideration request. But the first thing is disavow all those domains, and then the thing is, you can 9 times out of 10 you can spot the kind of domains which you think you'll be able to at least get some kind of contact response out of. And also, a lot of them, it depends on how spammy and how crappy these sites are. A lot of them also, if you go to the contact page and they'll say, oh, we require $10 or $50 or $100 to remove a link because it takes us time. Well, then don't even bother asking for the request. Just take a screenshot or a link on that page in your spreadsheet next to that domain name. Say this site is requesting money for removal, and that's it. Move to the next one. 5,000. You can probably whittle that down very, very quickly.
Yeah,
and you must make sure that when you do the reconsideration request, that you make a summary of what you did, because the person at Google who's looking into your reconsideration request is not going to scroll down to 20 or 5,000 pages on your spreadsheet to see what you did. He must have an idea that it's worth looking deeper into it. So you must make a summary of what you did and why you did it. Otherwise he just clicks it away.
Yeah. Um, as Valentina said, she's just shocked how someone can spam a website and then Google can knock it off just like that without even an explanation that this was not us, it was a competitor. It doesn't seem just to me, and that's what Valentina said, and it doesn't seem just to me either. This is Google's problem. It doesn't exist on Bing. It doesn't exist anywhere else. Baidu, Yandex, doesn't exist anywhere else, only on Google, and it's Google's stuff up. And innocent people like this particular site are being shafted. There should be a level playing field, and this is, I mean, Google lied about this for years. They just lied point blank, and then the people on that Google Webmaster Forum, up until about 12 months ago, they were lying too, and they knew that they were lying. But the thing is that negative SEO is real, and it's got to be fixed. It just should be fixed. It's wrong. I'll take that bet. What are we going to wager? All right. Don't forget that Valentina has posted a number of times before. She has a history. We know her and trust her. Anyway, once upon a time we used to trust Google too. I don't. All right. But then again, I'll never be going to Mountain View. Here's our next, and it's a philosophical question from James Mabadi on the best practices for multiple locations. James said that I have a company website with 5 locations, 5 different cities across the state. Each location has a dedicated page on the website, local phone number, and most have their own business profiles, pages on Google, Facebook, and Yelp. Which location phone number to use in the header? Which location social profile links to use on the home page? Which location schema markup to use on the home page? There is one location we'd like to target, and it's the most competitive. Should it be used for the home page? I love questions like this, and I'm looking forward to hearing your answers.
Okay, so you've got a company. It's got 5 locations, right? So those, call them branches. So this is the same as any business, right? Your home page will be your brand page for the company. Your home page, if you want to, I don't know why you would put a phone number in the header, but I'm assuming you mean in the top line. No. So that phone number should, in theory, be. I mean, if you're going to put a phone number there, I would probably put a view our locations or find a location banner. But if you're going to put a phone number there, that should be your head office, because this is a company, right? If people then want to find their location, they click to the location to find the specific details for the specific location. This is a business, it's a proper business, treated like a proper business and company. One head office, which is your website, and then if you've got 5 locations, you've got 5 different phone numbers on those specific locations, opening hours, address. If they have social profiles, then their social profiles are specifically on there. Your schema markup on your homepage. Well, what is on your home? I don't know what's on your homepage, but if what you've described, this is a company, right? Then on your, probably in your footer, it's the actual overall company's main trading name, and that would be marked up as an organization, because you wouldn't be using a local business schema for that. That would be your organization's name. The individual pages would then have local business schema markup, including their social profiles, including their opening hours, their address, their geo coordinates, etc., etc., etc. So don't overthink this. This is, treat it as it is. This is a company, and I've got 5 separate locations. and treat it as it is, you know.
Good one, Tim. Siraj Gadagay, who's one of our forum heroes, used to be employed by Yahoo, now working for an SEO in India. He said, let me add my piece of advice. The current structure of your website is perfect. He must have given a URL. I didn't see that. You have dedicated landing pages for each location that you can use to optimize for local SEO. And now the answers to your questions: which location number to use in the header, a local phone number dedicated to a specific location, which location social profile links to use on the home page, location-specific social media profiles, which location schema markup to use on the home page. For location-specific pages, you must use the local business schema, and for the home page, you can use common schema tags like site navigation, footer, etc. There is one location that we'd like to target, and it's the most competitive. Should it be used for the home page? He said, yes, you can use that location name in your homepage title. However, you need to ensure that you target different keyword sets on the homepage title and location page title, because if you don't, your two website pages are competing with each other in search results. Also, focus your off-page efforts on more on the specific location, 50% one location, 50% three locations than others. Check if you have new local content creation opportunity around the competitive location. That should help you stand out from the crowd and bring additional qualified traffic on the website. Tim, I realise that's essentially what you said, but I thought it was just such a great answer on the SEO Questions community by our forum heroes that answer questions over the week before our weekly hangout. Such a great answer that I thought we should repeat it. All right, let's move on to the next. We're on to question 5, Christmas Eve in the UK, and it's Christmas already in Australia. All right, Sanjay Upadhyay asks, what is the best practice for internal linking? Should we use rel nofollow or go with do follow? And what is the average number of anchor text that we could use? And he gives some examples: generic keyword, naked URL, brand keyword, exact match keyword. I think, well, I certainly said on the community that you should never follow internal links. Tim Capper followed up and agreed with me. Ryan Kramer, I'd like Ryan to come on and debate this on our panel. He'd be very welcome. But he seems to think you should no follow on a site. What do you guys think?
I cannot see any reason why you should no follow internal links. I mean, it's your own content, right? Within your own site, and you have total control over what, well, you, not total, but you have control over links within that site, and assume that you're exercising the editorial decision to place those links. So I really cannot see why anyone would want to no follow internal links. generally, I think these questions seems to point to overthinking, as it were, trying to be very sophisticated about something, which you don't really need to be too sort of fastidious about. And I think in terms of internal linking and structure, I would primarily think in terms of user experience. What does it, what makes sense for users? I think that should be the priority.
Yeah, no follow essentially meant, or initially even meant, I don't trust this link. So if you don't trust links on your own page, to your own page, then something is wrong with your site. Amen.
Amen. Was that God?
That was God, and that was the end of the conversation. Amen.
All right. Let's move on to the next.
That's just a quick one. I mean, that's a shed load of links leaving a page. 100 links on a page. I don't understand why so many.
Yeah,
I guess
it is a lot.
if it's a, I'm just trying to think. Like, I guess if it's like an e-commerce site where you get like a product, and then at the bottom it says, "Oh, you might want to try these," and then he's got a mega, and then he's got like a mega footer. I suppose then they could mount up, but man, I mean that's.
If he has 100 on it, perhaps he shouldn't trust them all.
Yeah, I mean.
People do weird things, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the question you'd have to ask is, why are there 100? I mean, what purpose could it conceivably?
I mean, does it have 100 top line pages? If you did have 100 top line pages, then I suppose it would make sense in your footer to have it to, or it would be going off from your top line navigation bar. On that particular page, it would still be an external link on the top line nav bar. So there, yeah, okay, so you've got 100 leaving because of your top line navigation, because you've got 100 different category pages and blah blah blah. But Googlebot understands that. It knows that that is your top line nav. You've got 100 freaking categories because this is some super mega Amazon site, and it understands that. But if you've got like 100, and let's face it, they're not exactly like top line navigations, and you've got them all like with subcategories and all sorts of things in your footer. I think you should maybe look at revisiting that.
Yeah. Anything to add to that, guys? All right. Next is question 6 on your run list. Question from Sam Ma, and Sam said, "Will my clients.ca or Canada domain CCTLD be treated equally on Google.com when it is searched by Americans?" Another nice answer from Suraj Gadagay. He said, "Your client's domain is a country code top-level domain, CCTLD, that is reserved for a particular country or territory, in your case, Canada. This means this is a strong signal to show search engines and users where the site originates. All things being equal, .ca will likely rank better in a Canada users search engine results page than .com. He said, I hope this helps. Certainly does, Suraj. And I think these days too, it's even more of a strong signal because Google is making it almost impossible to get back to google.com. Remember 12 or 18 months ago, you could easily get google.com. Now, if you if you go to the bottom of the page of your local browser and say use google.com, it usually flicks over back to, in my case, google.com.au once before, but if I select it the second time, Google knows I'm determined to get to google.com. And they finally give it to me.
Well, I've got the complete bloody opposite. All my settings everywhere are to instantly go to .co.uk, but everything just goes to .com. It really is winding me up. Every single I've got some bulk setting somewhere. I can't get out of .com. I literally have to go into the URL and then change it to .co.uk. But on the flip side, I must say, I actually rank better in .com than .co.uk. Go figure.
So I wonder if it's because I search mainly on google.com.au and you search mainly on, because if you rank better, you obviously would focus your attention on that. Would you use google.com more often than google.co.uk?
Well, only because for some reason, my settings have gone completely skew-if. I've got all my settings everywhere to open .co.uk, but for some reason, it always opens .com. I've got a spanner in the works somewhere where I can't find what the spanner is, basically. But so basically, all my searches are pretty much on .com. And in the general crux of things is I'll search for something and then go, and then I'll flip it and into the URL and actually change it to .co.uk. 9 times out of 10, I'm seeing a lot more interesting results in .com than .co.uk. There's a lot of things like knowledge panel appearing for my business for different queries than it does in .co.uk, but I'm a UK business. But I, for some reason, get far better results in terms of not only position, but also in terms of knowledge panels appearing, local packs appearing, if I've searched in .com for a particular term or phrase around my business, then that I don't have appearing in .co.uk. Of course, .com, is the main, default in that sense for Google. So, they are obviously continually testing and trying things out and looking at different things. So, but what I'm saying is I get far more interesting results in .com than in .co.uk.
Okay. That's Rob Maher's back door, the gates of heaven.
Somebody's trying to get into heaven. That's every time somebody's knocking on the pearly gates, mate.
Tim, I wonder if it's because you're always parachuting into one country or another, that you've got Googlebot confused. They don't know where you live.
Mate, I tell you what, I've got some weird setting somewhere, and I can't find, for the life of me, can't figure out where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Shit, God's busy today, eh?
I wonder if it's a KGB thing, Masataki.
Or just Google's trolling Tim, just for the sake of it.
I tell you, yeah, I mean, it's like, that thing the other day when okay, obviously these are longer tail queries that I've been looking at, but I have local packs appearing for certain things in .com, as well as knowledge panels appearing, whereas I'm quite clearly a UK business, and if I search for the same thing in .co.uk, these really great results don't appear in .co.uk. And then, of course, there's all these, like Google Plus post URLs appearing. So .com loves me, .co.uk doesn't give me as much love. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's not scotch I'm pouring, Tim, it's water.
All right, man, I'll take your word for that.
All right, let's move on to the next. And Sam Marr, I hope that's the answer you're looking for. Oh, no. Oh, here we are. All right, this is one that I posted. I just wanted to comment on this. It's about our SEO Questions community. If someone on Google Plus searches for our SEO Questions community, we don't appear. If you actually type into Google Plus, dumb SEO Questions community, we can't be seen. We are deliberately excluded because a couple of our defunct communities are appearing in the search. And it's not just affecting us. There's Eric Wu's site, the technical SEO community. If you type into Google Plus technical SEO community, what do you see but one of our virtually defunct sites? I think it's SEO Tools. And it's wrong. Google Analytics, which is a community run by Stefan Hamel, who was voted the most influential person in online analytics, I think 12 months ago. His community, which is an exceptional community, it doesn't appear either. But three of ours make the cut again. But the communities that we started because it seemed like a good idea at the time, but really haven't had any posts on them. Like SEO Tools and what's another one? Publisher Ranker and Content Marketing. I thought at one stage we'd need to corner the market in Publisher Rank. That was never necessary. But anyway, my point is that somebody who knows what they're looking for, and if they're looking for the dumb SEO Questions community, should be able to type into Google dumb SEO Questions community into Google Plus and find us. But they can't. All I can say to those people is that if you do type it into organic search, into the normal Google search bar, and search on, google.com or whatever, if you're in the UK, you'd search on google.co.uk, then you'll find us. If you type in dumb SEO Questions community, you'll find us. But while we can't find a community in Google Plus, and it's a Google Plus community that's been there since the day that communities were released. Why it can't be found, I don't know. Whoever programmed the search on Google Plus is an idiot. and should fix this abortion of a result.
Incidentally, if you type in Google Plus Help or Google Plus Help Community, the official Google Plus Help Community does not appear either. So it is a pretty serious and badly managed thing. It is very much flawed at the moment. It has been thus for a while. I don't know why, but yeah, I mean, the search generally within Google Plus has been nothing short of abysmal and atrocious.
It's never been good, but I mean, this is just appalling what's going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, it has never been as good as you'd expect from a company that runs the biggest search engine in the world. But it has gone progressively worse, I think, in terms of actually finding content.
Yeah. One of my heroes, AJ Cohn, over in the US, he's a very well-known SEO, knows his onion. He has a theory that Google is deliberately dumbing down Google Plus, so it'll be easy to kill it. And he wrote that down.
But I think the search needs to be fixed. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about it. It's broken. It's not just communities. I think some of the search results for collections within Google Plus, those again are, what would be the right word, not optimal, to say the least. So I think there are serious issues, but I think it's most pronounced with communities, and it is inexplicable why certain communities don't appear for certain search queries. I mean, for goodness sake, official Google Plus Help community should be there if someone types in Google Plus Help, or in the search box on Google Plus, but no, it doesn't appear.
Yeah, it's balked, officially balked.
Well, we're at that time again. We have no entries in our weekly SEO news roundup, so I guess that means that not much happened in SEO this week.
No, people want to read something, they can go and see my little updated evolution of the knowledge panel page of the knowledge panel. If you want to see what it looked like in the past, I updated it last night. So yeah, if you want a little bit of extra reading,
feel free to post these on the SEO news community, Tim.
I only updated it last night as oh my god, it's almost 2016. I haven't updated it this year, so I just chucked some in. So I'm just thinking if anybody wants a little bit of, it's not really news, it's just some interesting visuals on how the knowledge panel actually started out, 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago, and where it's ended up now today.
Right, and for those of you watching, it's onlineownership.com. Can it be a link to it from the homepage, Tim?
There's a link on the homepage, or just search evolution of the knowledge panel. I'm there somewhere on the page.
Yep. And by gee, you've been pumping out some articles in the last 2 weeks. You had a rush of blood to the head?
Well, actually, I think a lot of them were reworks, weren't they? Some of them were very small ones, just like what the hell's going on and me just having a moan. So some of them were very small, where a couple were quite largish ones. Just having a look what I've. Yeah, so yeah, I had the moan about why Google isn't trusting business owners. And then the last two are quite big. There's a local SEO citation, frequently asked questions, and oh yeah, you're right, Jim. Actually, you're quite right. Yeah, there has been a fair few. But some of them have been quite small, just images and like a bit of a moan. But yeah, it must have been. I think. Yeah, I think it's because it hasn't. We haven't really gone into sub-zero freezing temperatures yet that I want to go and hibernate. Maybe that's why.
Yep.
Yeah, blame it on the warm weather.
Is the flood over yet?
No, there was more flooding last night up in Cumbria, I believe.
Would be a nice combination, flood and frost.
Yeah, but that's it's not near me, unfortunately, Rob. It's still a good 4 hours north of here.
4 hours north. What's that walking pace?
Driving, man.
Dear. All right. Well, look, we're at that time again. For those of you still watching, I see we still have eyeballs looking at us. We thank you for that. Your interest in what we do makes what we do worthwhile. Oh, by the way, guys, will we be back next week? It's New Year's Eve or thereabouts. Tim, you'll be in another country or another city. I know you usually go to a different city every New Year's Eve, so I guess we won't see you. Although maybe we can get you on the mobile. That'd be worthwhile.
Not sure.
You might be able to get you through. What's that?
An hour of Hangouts will cost you around 1 gig of data. If you are not on Wi-Fi.
I see.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch without Wi-Fi, that's for sure.
Certainly not when you're out of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's free Wi-Fi in so many businesses these days. Although I suppose you got to find one you're not banned from, Tim.
I'll tell you what, man. You really, my reputation grows with you, Jim.
Oh dear.
When
Anyway.
my phone stops ringing, I know that Jim's mentioned a few more things live on air.
Oh no, I think we've been helpful, Tim.
Right, okay.
You're famous now.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah. For what?
Does that matter?
Yeah, all right.
No such thing as bad publicity.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Jim.
Well, it looks like we won't see you next week, but somehow or other we'll get through. So we will be back at the same time next week to do it all again. Thanks very much.